Chapter 71 Special Effects of Full-Level Skills. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Silver Moon Skeleton Warrior, Elite, Level, 8. Life, 640. Attack, 45. Introduction. Originally a guard of General Silver Moon, he turned into a skeleton warrior after being corroded by the power of the undead. Seeing this introduction, Lu Kong's eyes lit up even more. General Silver Moon, it sounds like a boss. The boss represents all kinds of treasures, and Lu Kong certainly won't let it go. With a sweep, he solved the two skeleton warriors, and Lu Kong stepped into the tomb gate. Inside the tomb gate, there is a staircase leading to the underground. Torches are hung on both sides of the staircase. The dim flames dance on the torches, making the staircase intertwined with light and darkness. Like a ghost parade, Lu Kong's mail boots made a crisp sound on the stairs, and he went down all the way. When he came to the end of the stairs, Lu Kong found that there was a huge tomb inside. There were many coffins in the tomb, and all the coffins had been opened. Undead elites wandered aimlessly in the tomb. These undead elites include skeleton warriors, skeleton mages, skeleton archers, etc., all of which are level 8 elite monsters. This is a pretty good monster spawning area. Lu Kong's eyes lit up. The monsters are dense, and all of them are elite. For ordinary players, it may be difficult to fight, but Lu Kong's attributes are so strong, and he has group attack skills. Brush a few waves in this place, and level up quickly. After all, the Little Devil camp can only be spawned once a day, and the monster level of the Little Devil ranges from level 5 to level 7, which is somewhat behind Lu Kong's level. He was in urgent need of a new monster spawning place, and this place is quite good, so Lu Kong began a pleasant monster spawning journey. The tomb is about 30 to 40 meters in radius, and there are 20 to 30 undead elites wandering inside. Lu Kong pulled them all in one wave, and then swept them all to kill them. At the end of the tomb is the door to the next tomb. Some tombs have several doors leading to different tombs. Lu Kong fought his way through 5 or 6 tombs in a row and entered a huge tomb. The tomb was full of rotting corpses and disgusting gray mud. At the end of the tomb, there was a particularly tall figure. This figure was fat and covered with suture marks, as if it was made up of several corpses. The corpse was swollen, and the rotten corpse fluid flowed on the surface of his body. Maggots crawled on the hideous wounds. Lu Kong almost vomited when he saw it. The general undead was disgusting, but this dog thing was even more disgusting. He threw a detection spell over. Adai, leader, level, 8. Life, 7400. Attack, 110. Introduction. The favorite little pet of the necromancer Mudu, Lu Kong. What the hell? Little pet? This ghost thing? Lu Kong looked at the pile of rotten meat in front of him and said that he couldn't understand it, but he was shocked. He never thought that there were people whose aesthetics could be so unique. Treat this thing as a pet, and the name is cute. He complained in his heart and silently opened the drop list. The next moment, Lu Kong's eyes lit up. There are several things dropped by this boss that are quite suitable for him. Dead warrior armor, excellent, male, defense plus 202, strength plus 7, stamina plus 8, required level, 8. Dead warrior set, 2/6 HP plus 10%, dead warrior set. For 6 HP regeneration per second plus 6. Dead warrior set, 6/6 reduced damage received by 10 points, new excellent level male armor set. The level of the Little Devil Seiko set that Lu Kong is using now is from level 5 to level 7, and Lu Kong's own level is already level 8, so his equipment is a little behind. Now that he has a level 8 set, Lu Kong is of course satisfied. In addition to the armor, there are also leggings. In fact, this boss not only dropped the suit parts of male armor, but also the suit parts of leather armor and cloth armor, but Lu Kong couldn't use them, so of course he chose male armor. In addition to the parts of the chest armor and leggings, Lu Kong chose the primary skill stone. After that, Lu Kong rushed over with a charge. After approaching Adai, the disgusting stench made Lu Kong pale, but this is the boss. Lu Kong had no choice but to endure the smell and waved the flaming sword in his hand repeatedly. Lu Kong did not use the primary skill stone dropped by Maglon on the savage heavy attack. According to Lu Kong's experience, the first few levels of excellent skills can be improved with tiny skill stones, and it is too wasteful to use primary skill stones, and now he can only use primary skill stones to improve, in addition to heavy attack. The only one is primary regeneration. Primary regeneration is not very useful for Lu Kang now, after all, he is blood-sucking. Lu Kang used the primary skill stone on heavy attack, max level launch a powerful attack, causing 220% damage, and the critical hit chance of heavy attack is increased by 30%, level 10 heavy attack, reaching the max level, the damage increase reached 220%, which was all within Lu Kang's expectations. But what Lu Kang didn't expect was that the skill actually had an extra special effect. Increased the critical hit chance of heavy attack skill by 30%. Lu Kang guessed that the skill that reached the max level might have a special effect. Moreover, this special effect is probably quite strong. Heavy attack is just a basic skill. If it has such a strong special effect, other skills should not be weak either, right? This made Lu Kang more cautious. If possible, he would first upgrade the skill to the full level to obtain the special effect. In this way, the skill was sublimated. As for the wild heavy attack, the tiny skill stone that Lu Kang obtained from the skeleton elite before also upgraded this skill to level 4, wild heavy attack, level 4, launch a wild attack, causing 210% damage, and there is a 40% chance to stun the target for 1 second, with a cooldown of 15 seconds, compared with heavy attack. Wild heavy attack is indeed a skill of excellent level, which is much stronger. Level 4 damage is almost comparable to the full level heavy attack. Unfortunately, the primary skill stone is needed to upgrade it next. At this moment, the flaming sword in Lu Kang's hand fell on Dai with sword light, normal attack, heavy attack, savage attack, sweep. 3 consecutive attacks became 4 consecutive attacks. 302. 1224. 649. 1733. 4 high damages jumped out. Among them, heavy attack and sweep were both critical hits. The total damage reached 4,000. This exaggerated damage instantly reduced Dai's health by more than half. This is the effect of high skill level. Each of Lu Kang's attack skills has a high damage increase, and coupled with his own strong attributes, the damage caused is simply terrifying. This is because Dai is a level 8 boss with strong defense. If it is a weaker boss, I am afraid that Lu Kang will cause more damage. If it goes on like this, when he increases his basic strength to the upper limit of 100 points, and then changes to more powerful equipment, and then adds the amplification effects of fighting spirit and warrior's heart, he will not kill the boss of the same level in 1 round, right? Is this a little outrageous? Of course, after all, it was him who was outrageous. Even if it was a little more outrageous, Lu Kang felt that it was actually okay, but soon, Lu Kang could no longer laugh. His terrifying attack power, accompanied by the sword light, tore Dai's swollen flesh and blood, and corpse fluid gushed out with maggots. Lu Kang. Ugh. Fuck you. He vomited directly. Damn, you can't beat this set of mental attacks, right? Lu Kang's armor was covered with corpse fluid, and his face turned pale. I have never been so disgusting in my life. Dai was hurt and screamed, "You hurt Dai. Dai is going to chop you to death." That he waved the small kitchen knife in his hand and attacked Lu Kang, and the wound was still gushing out exaggerated disgusting liquid. Lu Kang's face changed drastically. He tried his best to avoid the gushing liquid while continuing to attack. I have to say that the 30% critical hit rate increase of heavy attacks is really too strong. Combined with the critical hit chance provided by Lu Kang's current agility, he could hit a critical hit once every 2 or 3 attacks. In just a few seconds, he chopped Dai into a pile of rotten meat. Looking at Dai who fell to the ground, Lu Kang didn't even care about the light ball on the corpse, and bent over and retched repeatedly. By the way, why is this crappy game so realistic? Fortunately, after a while, the liquid on the armor was refreshed like the monster's blood before. Lu Kang felt better. He walked over with some disgust and picked up the light ball on the ground. Chapter 72 Jiang Su's Speculation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After changing to 2 pieces of the Undead Warrior set, Lu Kang's Little Devil set attributes were separated. Yi Yen, although the damage increase of the 4-piece Little Devil set was lost, the health was increased by 10%, however, the attributes of the Undead Warrior set itself were stronger than those of the Little Devil set. Generally speaking, there was still a significant improvement. Lu Kong casually posted the 2 pieces of the Little Devil fine work set that he had changed in the trading group. This immediately caused Lu Chang, Wang Bing and Lin Yingying to exclaim in surprise. Wang Bing, who was also a warrior, was almost going crazy with excitement. With these 2 pieces of equipment, he took off on the spot, of course. Lu Chang and Lin Yingying were also very jealous. After all, the 2-piece Little Devil set reduced damage by 8 points, which was really practical. In addition, its own attributes were strong enough. If it was changed to the main tank, it would definitely be much tougher. Lu Chang wanted to buy it, but unfortunately he had just spent a lot of money to buy the formula, and now he was short of gold coins. In the end, Wang Bing bought 2 sets. Wang Bing was extremely excited. With the 2 pieces of the Little Devil's fine set plus the Little Devil's shield, the main tank can definitely hold on. We can also beat the 2 bosses in front. Lu Chang was a little envious. I still don't have enough gold coins, let you be proud for a while. While sending a message, Lu Chang turned his head and looked at Nangongli. Has the gold-making team been arranged? Nangongli nodded. It has been arranged. Alas, I didn't expect that my good son-in-law would come up with such a good set. I don't even have the money to buy it. Lu Chang was heartbroken. At this time, Lin Yingying asked curiously, by the way, Godfather, if you sell this equipment, what will you use yourself? Lu Kong sent the 2-piece set of the Undead Warrior set to the group. Suddenly, the trading group was silent, and then the 3 people sent a series of question marks. Lu Kong was very happy, showing his saintliness in front of others. +1. Closing the chat group, Lu Kong used the primary skill stone on Savage Smash. The stun probability of Savage Smash reached 50%. There is a 50% chance of stunning the target, which is very useful in battle. Lu Kong happily continued to kill monsters. After killing several more tombs, Lu Kong encountered a room with a boss. It was a skeleton warrior wearing black armor and holding a flaming sword. Haika, boss, level, 8. Life, 7600. Attack, 110. Introduction, a warrior among the humans of Silver Moon, eroded by the breath of the undead after death, and turned into a confused dead soul. The necromancer Mudu came here and tamed it. Lu Kong raised his eyebrows. It was this necromancer Mudu again. Who is this guy? It seems to be in this tomb too. This should have been the cemetery of the humans of Silver Moon. It was originally eroded by the breath of the undead, but it actually attracted the necromancer to enslave the dead soul. Looking at the pale soul fire burning in Haika's eyes, Lu Kong didn't know whether his soul was still in the skeleton body and whether he was suffering endless torture. Lu Kong shook his head and didn't think much about it. He clicked on the drop list. Lu Kong found a problem. The bosses in this tomb seemed to drop the Undead Warrior set. The previous die dropped a chest armor and leggings, while this Haika dropped a helmet and shoulder armor. Lu Kong didn't have a helmet and shoulder armor yet, so he chose it decisively. As for the last position, it was still for the primary skill stone. Haika's strength was similar to die, and his defense was stronger, but it didn't make any difference to Lu Kong. In Lu Kong's opinion, he was easier to beat than die. After all, at least this Haika was not so disgusting. Haika's skill was to summon skeleton warriors, but unfortunately for Lu Kong, a sweep would leave nothing. As for Haika's skill when his health dropped to 10%, Lu Kong didn't see it, because he hit a heavy critical hit, plus a normal attack, directly knocked off more than 15% of Haika's health. He died before he could use his last big move. Lu Kong expressed regret and guilt. Picking up the dropped equipment, Lu Kong put it on directly, as for the primary skill stone, Lu Kong continued to use it on Savage Smash, upgrading Savage Smash to level 6, increasing damage and stun time. After killing Haika, Lu Kong continued to brush the tomb. As he went deeper, the level of the undead had reached level 9, 1 level higher than Lu Kong's level. Of course, it didn't matter to Lu Kong, he still drove Wushuang to mow the grass and brushed all the way. There were too many things dropped by elite monsters, so Lu Kong had to let Li Mu and others come to trade. Li Mu, Jiang Su, and a young player named Fong Chi called by Lin Yingying were all a little surprised when they arrived at the tomb. After all, this place was too gloomy. Jiang Su was okay. After all, she was originally a female soldier, and her psychological quality was still good, but Li Mu's face was a little pale with fear, and he had to follow Jiang Su closely to feel better. Fong Chi was not very brave, and his face was a little pale. They saw the corpses of level 8 or Even level 9 elite undead all over the ground, and their hearts gradually changed from nervousness and fear to numbness, and they were also a little shocked, so many elite undead, and Lu Kang killed them all in such a short time. How strong is he? Soon they knew how strong Lu Kang was. When they approached Lu Kang, they saw Lu Kang kill all 20 or so undeads with a sweep. Seeing the level 9 elite undeads falling to the ground, the three of them were stunned for a moment. Especially Li Mu, whose eyes were almost filled with tears. Mr. Lu. She trotted over, staring at Lu Kang. Lu Kang was a little embarrassed by being stared at. Are all the beauties so bold nowadays? Jiang Su and Fang Qi followed behind. Jiang Su saluted Lu Kang, her expression as serious as ever. Mr. Lu. Fang Qi was originally just an ordinary person, who could only be considered a high-level player in the game, and happened to join the Player Management Bureau. He looked at Lu Kang with admiration in his eyes. Fang Qi had played many online games before. As a high-level player and also a Krypton Gold player, he knew how difficult this game was. It was because of this that he knew how powerful Lu Kang was. This gap between heaven and earth made Fang Qi not envious and jealous, but only admiration. In fact, it's not just Fang Qi. Who among the people in the Player Administration Bureau doesn't admire Lu Kang? Some of them admire Lu Kang very much, while others are influenced by Lin Yingying. Lin Yingying can be said to be Lu Kang's #1 fan, and she can't stop talking about his godfather every 3 sentences. She has even thought about establishing a godfather support group. She has even asked for their opinions internally, every time they come to trade with Lu Kang. It is the people in their Player Administration Bureau who rush to come. Fang Qi got this opportunity because of his strength. Of course, every time they come here, because they run a little far, they will waste time to upgrade, and there are subsidies, that is, green equipment will be given priority. This is also one of the reasons. Godfather, we are here. Lu Kang nodded. Let's trade. After the three of them finished the trade, Lu Kang's backpack was empty again. At this time, Jiang Su looked around and asked curiously, Mr. Lu, where is this place? Lu Kang shook his head. I don't know too much. It should be the problem area left by Inua village after the invasion of the spirit breath. Jiang Su thought for a while, and then said, Mr. Lu, I have an idea. I don't know if it's right. Lu Kang smiled and said, tell me. Jiang Su's eyes flashed. Mr. Lu, when you found the Little Devil camp, did you also fight all the way there? Hearing this, Lu Kang was stunned, and then his eyes widened slightly. Wait. When the Little Devil camp was destroyed, it seemed that the dungeon appeared after the camp was finished. This place, wouldn't it be the same? Lu Kang's face became a little strange. If this is true, then maybe Inua village will have another dungeon. Lu Kang was a little regretful. What a pity. Li Mu finally found a chance to interrupt. What a pity, Mr. Lu. Lu Kang smiled and said, it's a pity to find that there is no system reward for the dungeon, otherwise I can pull you together and give you some rewards. These 3 people are running around, and it's hard. Lu Kang certainly wouldn't think anything of it since it was something he did conveniently. Unfortunately, the last time he found out that there were no rewards in the Little Devil Camp dungeon, even if this one was really a dungeon, there probably wouldn't be any rewards. Hearing this, Li Mu and the other 2 froze in their expressions. They felt a pain in their chests. They felt like they had missed out on millions. It was so heartbreaking. Chapter 73. See the only item again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 3 left with no hope in life. Lu Kang shook his head and continued to kill monsters. As the tombs were emptied one by one, Lu Kang continued to go deeper and found that there was only one road left. Lu Kang went all the way in and came to the deepest tomb. It was a hall with a radius of about 100 meters. There was a tall platform at the innermost side of the hall, and a metal chair was placed on the platform. On the chair, an undead wearing black armor sat holding a big sword. On both sides of the hall, there were 8 undead elites standing. These undead elites included warriors, mages, archers and other professions. They stood there, silent, like statues. Lu Kang threw a detection spell over Onlua, high-level leader, level 9. HP, 15,000. Attack, 160. Introduction. He was a general among the Silver Moon humans and was buried here. The undead mage Muda came here and transformed it into his most proud bodyguard, another high-level leader. And to be honest, this attribute is a bit exaggerated, it actually has 15,000 HP and 160 damage. Even Lu Kang couldn't help but frown, wondering if he could beat it by force. Anyway, try it first. If he can't beat it by force, he can just use his old tricks and use the weakness scroll. Anyway, he still has some weakness scrolls in his hand. Lu Kang clicked on the drop list. Soon, his eyes lit up and he smiled. Just as he thought, the high-level boss dropped very good items when he fought it for the first time. The first item was still a purple legendary item, but what disappointed Lu Kang was that this was not equipment, but a skill stone, intermediate skill stone. Although it was not equipment that disappointed Lu Kang, the intermediate skill stone was also very useful for Lu Kang now. Many of his powerful skills already need intermediate skill stones to improve. Lu Kang did not hesitate and decisively chose the intermediate skill stone. After that, Lu Kang looked down, his eyes lit up, and he found another very useful item, equipment blueprint, Glimmer Heavy Sword. Excellent, after using it, you can learn how to forge the Glimmer Heavy Sword. Learning conditions, Forger, drop rate, 0.000021%. It turned out to be an equipment blueprint. Like potion recipes, equipment blueprints are also very precious treasures for life professions. As you can imagine, this thing can sell for a lot of money. Lu Kang thought of the uncle in the player management bureau who has the talent to increase the success rate of forging. If that uncle gets this blueprint, I'm afraid he can forge a lot of Glimmer Heavy Swords. This is a good thing for the whole Daxia. Lu Kang chose this blueprint, and there was one item left, and Lu Kang also made a choice. Basement key, unique, it can be used to open the basement door. It is another unique item, and it is a key that can open the basement. Lu Kang thought of the necromancer Mudu who was mentioned in the introduction of the 3 bosses he met before. I'm afraid that guy is in the basement, right? Unique items are very precious, so Lu Kang certainly didn't hesitate. After making his selection, Lu Kang also selected the items dropped by the undead guards on the side. Then, he walked into the hall. The alert range of the undead was not large, and the hall was also quite large. The undead guards on both sides and the leaders on the high platform were not alarmed. Lu Kang took the initiative to attack. He killed all the undead guards on both sides, and after picking up the items dropped, Lu Kang rushed to Anlu on the high platform. When Anlu saw Lu Kang, the soul fire burning in his eyes suddenly became intense. He stood up, his body more than 2 meters tall looked majestic, and he raised the great sword. Anlu roared, "Bold thief, don't think about being presumptuous." He jumped down from the high platform, raised the great sword, and jumped towards Lu Kang. The great sword in his hand was covered with a wisp of grey-black mist, and the strong pressure made Lu Kang a little frightened. Skills. As expected, he was a high-level boss, just different. Using skills at the beginning, Lu Kang had no time to dodge, so he could only raise the flaming greatsword and block in front of Anlua's greatsword. Clang. The sound of metal clashing rang out, and Lu Kang felt a huge force coming, and spider-web-like cracks appeared on the stone floor under his feet. He retreated repeatedly and finally unloaded the force. Even so, Lu Kang's hands still felt a little numb. 394. A high amount of damage floated out from Lu Kang's head. Lu Kang was a little surprised. He blocked it. Even so, he suffered such a high damage. If he took it hard, the damage would definitely be higher. He is indeed a high-level boss of level 9, the level is 1 level higher than him, and the damage is simply outrageous. After blocking, Lu Kang rushed forward, swinging the flaming sword and slashing at Anlua. However, what surprised Lu Kang was that even though General Yin was dead, he had a lot of combat experience. He swung the sword in his hand repeatedly, and actually blocked Lu Kang's attacks one by one. The swords collided, and the clanging sound was endless. 120. -227. -245. -521. Because the attack was blocked, the damage caused by Lu Kang was much reduced. The 4 combos that could deal 4,000 damage to other bosses before only dealt 1,000 damage. This was due to the blocking and the fact that Anlua's defense was extremely strong. Lu Kang only recovered more than 100 damage from more than 1,000 damage by sucking blood, and even the life lost by Anlua before could not be restored. Lu Kang frowned and drank a bottle of healing potion, and his blood volume was almost full. Lu Kang and Anlu attacked back and forth. The two attacked each other, and turned around to avoid blocking, and the battle was extremely fierce. Mtlnovel's skill damage was extremely high, but ordinary attacks were acceptable to Lu Kang. After being blocked by Lu Kang, the damage caused was only more than 100, and Lu Kang had been fighting for so long, and with the continuous improvement of his agility attribute, he could also dodge some attacks. This made the damage Lu Kang suffered acceptable, even though Lu Kang used healing potions. Combined with his own primary regeneration and the 6 points of life recovery per second brought by the Undead Warrior 4-piece set, his health was still slowly decreasing, but the rate of decrease was still acceptable. The cooldown time of Sweep was 10 seconds, and the cooldown time of Savage Smash was 15 seconds. When these two skills were on cooldown, Lu Kang could only cause damage through normal attacks and heavy attacks. Therefore, Onlu's health was also decreasing very slowly. After nearly 30 seconds, Lu Kang's health was less than half, while Onlu's health was still 60%. Lu Kang took out the weakness scroll and hit Onlu, then he started his old business, pulling Lu Kang's health at this moment was more than 3,000, but his primary regeneration plus the effect of the Undead Warrior 4-piece set could restore 13 points of life per second. Combined with the excellent quality of the Apprentice Healing Potion, it didn't take long for Lu Kang's health to be fully restored. Then he continued to rush towards Onlu. When Onlu's HP dropped below 50%, the soul fire in his eyes burned, and he was extremely angry. I am immortal. He raised the big sword in his hand, and the next moment, pieces of bone appeared around his body. The bone pieces seemed to have consciousness, resisting Lu Kang's attacks. Every time Lu Kang attacked, it was blocked by a bone piece. The damage caused turned out to be more than 20 points. This made Lu Kang's eyes widen. What a powerful defensive skill. But fortunately, Onlu's bone pieces are limited, only 10 pieces. After resisting 10 attacks, the bone pieces disappeared. This cannot play a decisive role in the battle. However, as Onlu's HP dropped below half, he used the first attack skill more and more frequently. Lu Kang's HP pressure is also increasing. Fortunately, there is a weak scroll, which is not a big problem for Lu Kang. The worst thing is to spend more time. After a minute, Onlu's HP dropped to 10%, the soul fire in Onlu's eyes burned more fiercely. There was a gray-green mist surging on his sword. My soldiers, fight for me. Fight for Silver Moon. Kill the evil demon in front of you. The gray-green mist became thicker, footsteps sounded one after another, and one after another. The skeleton elites walked out of the mist. They responded to Onlu's call. Lu Kang was full of black lines. The Silver Moon humans have died a long time ago. So you are the evil demons now, right? You are dead and still moving around. The words of the evil demon can't shake my will. Lu Kang's words seemed to anger Onlu. He became even more angry, and together with the skeleton elites, he roared and rushed towards Lu Kang. Chapter 75 Killing the Lord. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soul Sorrow, Epic, Accessory. Each attack will cause the target to be entangled by the dead soul, and receive 50 points of death damage per second, which lasts for 1 minute, and can be stacked up to 20 layers. Required level, 10. This equipment made Lu Kang dumbfounded. 50 per layer, stacked 20 layers, that is 1000 points of damage per second. This can last for 1 minute. As long as the 20 layers are stacked, even if Lu Kang does not attack within 1 minute, he can cause 60,000 damage to the opponent. Even if some damage is blocked by defense, it is still extremely powerful. It is worthy of being an epic level equipment. Although it has only this one effect, it is simple and crude. Even after seeing so many good things, Lu Kang is now eager for this equipment. In addition to this epic equipment, there are several purple items, and there are also unique items. There are so many good things that Lu Kang is almost drooling. Mark of the Pale Cult, legendary. Proof of the Pale Cult members. Bring it to the guard officer of Dao City, and you can get a reward. Mud's badge, unique. Mudu is a wanted criminal in Dao City. If you can get his badge, you can go to Dao City to claim the reward. Although I don't know what the reward is, it must be a unique item. The Pale Order seal involves forces in the game, and you even have to go to Dao City to claim the reward, so it shouldn't be bad. Lu Kang thought about it and chose both of them. After choosing, Lu Kang originally thought that this was the end. But what Lu Kang didn't expect was that he could choose another one. Lu Kang was a little surprised, and then he thought about it and understood, because Mudu is already in the process of advancing to the Lord, it is estimated that Mtu is counted as a Lord Monster, and the drop is also calculated according to the 4 items of the Lord Monster. This is of course a good thing for Lu Kang. Lu Kang looked at the other legendary items, most of them are legendary equipment. What makes him speechless is that these legendary equipment are mage equipment, and there are even things like skulls that are limited to the necromancer profession. It was useless to Lu Kang. Lu Kang finally chose an intermediate skill stone. All 4 dropped items were selected. Lu Kang planned to prepare something else next, and Luo had dropped an intermediate skill stone before, but Lu Kang hadn't used it yet. He used it directly on Warrior's Heart. Warrior's Heart is an epic skill, the most comprehensive and powerful. After upgrading to level 3, the effect is even stronger. Warrior's Heart, level 3, passive skill. You have comprehended the essence of the warrior's way. All attributes are increased by 30%, damage caused is increased by 30%, movement speed is increased by 15%, and damage received is reduced by 9%. With these attributes, Lu Kang's health has successfully exceeded 4,000 in combat. The reduction in damage and the increase in movement speed are very useful for Lu Kang in the battle. Maybe it will be the key to victory. Lu Kang thought about it, and used the apprentice scrolls of strength and endurance, and then used a shield scroll. Although it only adds 100 points of shield, it is better than nothing. Use all the means you can. After using all these, Lu Kang is still a little worried. After all, if he dies, it will waste an hour of game time, but think about it carefully. If he wins, in addition to so many treasures, there is also a skill book. Although the risk is great, it is worth a try. If you are timid in doing anything, you will not be able to seize the opportunity in front of you. Lu Kang took a deep breath and his eyes became sharp. He gritted his teeth and charged directly at Mtu in the magic circle. However, just as he charged outside Mtu's magic circle, the magic circle suddenly flashed with green light and a series of resentful souls screamed. The green resentful soul figure rushed towards Lu Kang. The resentful soul passed through Lu Kang's mail and body, and a biting chill emerged from the bottom of his heart. A high damage floated on Lu Kang's head. 1022. The corner of Lu Kang's mouth twitched. Before the fight even started, he had already lost a quarter of his blood, but his eyes soon became cold and fierce. The arrow was on the string, and it had to be shot. Under the charge, Lu Kang slammed into Mtu in the magic circle. Mtu had just opened his eyes, and before he could make any moves, Lu Kang's flaming sword had already chopped down again and again. Ordinary attack, heavy attack, brutal attack, sweep. Perhaps because Mtu was in the process of advancing, in the basement, and under the protection of the magic circle, he had no defense at all. Every attack was a blood-red critical hit. -822. -1690. -1883. -1876. In just less than a second, the flaming sword left an afterimage, and Mtu directly lost 6,000 blood. This made Lu Kang feel relieved. At least, Mtu's defense didn't seem to be too high. However, this amount of blood was not fatal to Mtu, who had more than 70,000 blood. However, the next moment, Mtu's eyes suddenly turned red and bloodshot. Damn bastard! Look at what you did! Ah! He roared. The gray-green mist was turbulent. He coughed up blood repeatedly, and there were even some hideous cracks on his body. Ding! The necromancer Mtu was attacked by your sneak attack and suffered a backlash. He was severely injured, and all attributes were reduced by 50%. He can't move for 30 seconds. Lu Kang's eyes lit up immediately. What the hell? Can't move for 30 seconds? Is there such a good thing? Lu Kang swung the sword in his hand, and slashed at Mtu's body repeatedly under Mtu's squinting expression. At the same time, Lu Kang also cast a detection spell on Mtu. Mtu, high-level leader/lord, status, backlash and severe damage, unable to move, level, 10. Life, 37,500. Attack, 125. Introduction, an apprentice of the necromancer from the Pale Cult, a wanted criminal in Dao City, hiding in this land of the dead hoping to advance to the first level. Lu Kang's mouth was almost grinning to the back of his head, not to mention the 30 seconds of inability to act. Even without this time, with Mtu's current attack attributes, even with more than 30,000 HP, it would be easy for Lu Kang to take advantage of him. Of course, Mtu no longer had a chance. Lu Kang found That he could hit Muta with every strike when he was in an inability to act. His HP was not just decreasing, it was completely collapsing. In just 20 seconds, Muta's HP was completely emptied by Lu Kang. He stared at Lu Kang unwillingly. I fuck your uncle. With an angry roar, Muta lost his life. Lu Kang looked at the corpse on the ground and was very angry. This guy, he's dead, why is he cursing? How rude. However, after seeing the 4 light balls of 1 gold and 3 purple floating out of Muta's body, Lu Kang was no longer angry. Although this guy is not very polite, he is really rich. Since he dropped so many treasures for me, I will not bear grudges and will not argue with him. Lu Kang was happy to equip the Soul Sorrow ornament. Ding, the player level is not enough to equip this equipment. The smile on Lu Kang's face froze. Oh, he forgot that he seemed to be only level 8, how could he use a level 10 ornament? He was dumbfounded. He was level 8 and beat a level 10 lord, but what's the use? He couldn't even use the equipment. At this moment, the magnificent system prompt sounded again. Announcement in Yuanqing area. Ding, congratulations to player Lu Kang for killing a lord-level monster for the first time. Reward, 200 gold coins, 20 free attribute points, 1 legendary treasure chest, plus $150 city reputation. Announcement in Yuanqing area. Ding, congratulations to player Lu Kang for killing a lord-level monster for the first time. Reward, 200 gold coins, 20 free attribute points, 1 legendary treasure chest, plus $150 city reputation. System prompts resounded throughout the Yuanqing area. All Yuanqing human players, no matter which area they were in, behaved in a very unified manner. One by one, all of them were stunned. Chapter 76 The Most Beautiful Memory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ah. What the hell? Did I hear it wrong? Lord? Lu Kang has actually been able to kill the Lord. How is this possible? In the Barren Empire area, Adams and a group of high-end players had extremely shocked expressions. They have been looking for the boss during this time, hoping to get good equipment. Of course, the harvest is indeed not small, and a lot of green equipment has been obtained. However, they can't even defeat high-level bosses now. The high-level bosses are only that strong. Think about it and you will realize how powerful the Lord is. How did Lu Kang do it? They couldn't understand it at all. He is too strong, I can't compete with him. Next to Adams, a tall, thin blonde young man smiled bitterly. The others were also silent. They looked at each other without answering. When Lu Kang first entered the system announcement, although they thought Lu Kang was powerful, they didn't feel like they couldn't catch up. At that time, they were extremely confident and believed that they were no worse than others, but as system notifications appeared again and again, their confidence gradually collapsed. The strength shown by Lu and Kang far exceeded their imagination. Even Adams's expression was gloomy. He was silent for a moment and couldn't help but mutter to himself, what kind of soul talent does he have? How can he be so powerful? Not only the Barren Empire, but also the Lion Heart Kingdom, the Calidus Kingdom and other Yuan Star Kingdoms, all the powerful people are talking about it. Even within the Kingdom of Daxia, players from major families and major groups are thinking about how to make good friends with Lu and Kang next. Killing the Lord on just the second day is really an exaggeration, except for the players. The locals from various novice villages and major cities all raised their heads and looked at the sky at this moment. The main palace of Daxia, a woman with a silver horn on her forehead, long silver hair, stunning appearance, and a hot figure stood at the window with her hands behind her hands. She is the city lord of Daxia, a silver-horned human named Yin Yuan. Yin Yuan looked out the window at the blue sky, her golden vertical pupils flickering. Lu Kang. It's only the second day of the open beta for Orion Continent newbies, and there is a player who can kill a lord level. Humans of Yuanqing. Humans who have never heard of this area before, such a monster appears. If we can keep it up, the future will be extraordinary. She muttered to herself, lost in thought. There are many local strong men like Yin Yuan, and Lu Kang's name has officially entered the sight of the local forces in the game. Lu Kang himself did not expect that he would receive another system notification. He originally thought that this was not a serious lord. If it is a real lord, then of course it is normal for the system to notify you after the kill. But this guy is obviously still in the process of advancing. Does this count? Lu Kong didn't expect that he would have such good luck. He was very happy in his heart. He didn't even put much effort into killing this guy. This was almost like a free reward. At this moment, the land and air communication system was beeping. Thinking about it, Wang Bing and the others are probably going crazy. Lu Kong smiled happily and ignored them. Go ahead and hand in the task. After all, there is a time limit. Lu Kong trotted out of the basement. As soon as he walked out, Lu Kong saw An Luo waiting with an anxious expression. Seeing Lu Kong come out, An Luo was stunned for a moment, a little surprised. Friend, why did you come out so quickly? Could it be that the necromancer has advanced? An Luo still has certain memories in his consciousness, and he knows that the necromancer came here to break through the first level. Lu Kong was also a little dazed. He looked at An Luo and asked, didn't you hear the system announcement, that shouldn't be the case? The old village chief and the others can hear system announcements, right? Why can't An Luo hear it? Is it because he died in this world, with only the last trace of his soul left, so he couldn't hear it? Hearing Lu Kong say this, An Luo was startled, and then he understood something. His eyes widened in disbelief. System notification. You have killed the necromancer. Lu Kong nodded, yes. Lu Kong took out Muta's emblem, which was a white metal plate with Muta's image on it. This should be something system generated. Seeing this emblem, An Luo immediately believed Lu Kong's words. He was a little shocked and said, in such a short time, you actually killed a high-level leader. I didn't expect you, my friend, to be so powerful. Lu Kong smiled and did not say that Muta was already advancing. He only killed Muta who had become a lord by chance. He smiled and said, the mission has been completed, you can go with peace of mind. An Luo nodded, and then he said, yes, I can feel at ease. Silver Moon Star was engulfed by the ravages of demonic energy. I failed to protect Silver Moon Star. My friend, I hope you can protect it well. My own tribe. This skill may be able to help you. As he spoke, he waved his hand, and a skill book appeared in front of Lu Kong. Lu Kong took the skill book and nodded seriously, thank you. The system prompts that his mission has been completed and his experience bar has increased significantly, perhaps because this is the only mission, and it also involves things like advanced lords. The experience is higher than the previous unique missions. This also brought Lu Kong one step closer to level 9. I'm leaving. An Luo smiled slightly, his expression relieved. At this moment, Lu Kong thought of something and hurriedly said, by the way, General An Luo, do you know where there is bone-eating grass? He didn't forget that he came to this ghost place to find bone-eating grass. As a result, he almost turned over the entire land of the dead, but he couldn't find the bone-eating grass. He was numb, and Luo was stunned and pointed to a dark place in the corner of the hall. Isn't that the bone-eating grass? Lu Kong, that he looked over in the direction of An Luo's finger. The corner of the hall was very dark. There was a small grass that was only 10 centimeters long and pitch black growing close to the corner. Lu Kong was dumbfounded, growing in such a ghost place, and looking so ordinary, who can find it? Lu Kong smiled at An Luo and said gratefully, thank you. An Luo chuckled, and the ghost that was already erratic became even dimmer, and his body began to turn into little dots of light, drifting in all directions. An Luo looked relieved, looked up at the top of the tomb, and seemed to be able to see the sky outside. There seemed to be a blue sky in his eyes. On the Silver Moon Star, in his own garden, he and his wife sat leaning against each other, basking in the sun. Not far away, his young and lovely daughter was swinging on the swing, and her laughter floated in the spring breeze. That was the most beautiful scene in his memory. Now, he was going to see the person he wanted to see the most. Yuanqing area announcement. Ding, player Lu Kong opens the Silver Moon Village dungeon. Silver Moon Tomb. Yuanqing area announcement. Ding, player Lu Kong opens the Silver Moon Village dungeon. Silver Moon Tomb. Yuanqing players. No. Is it over yet? The announcement for killing the Lord just ended, and it's coming again. What are the strong men of our barren empire doing? Why is there no system announcement until now? Why wasn't I born in Silver Moon Village? 2 dungeons. There are 2 dungeons, damn. In the entire Yuanqing area, All players' eyes were red, not to mention players from other countries, even players from the Great Xia Empire were envious and jealous at this moment. Why isn't Lu Kong in their novice village? The Silver Moon village has 2 dungeons. Those bastards in the Silver Moon village have so many places to spawn monsters and spawn equipment. And they don't even have 1 dungeon. Why is the gap between people so big? Chapter 77 Job Change Items. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The beeping sound of Lu Kong's private chat just eased a little, and then it became more intense. Lu Kong originally guessed that this was a dungeon, but it didn't open after defeating the last boss. He thought he guessed wrong. It seems that the dungeon can only be opened after completing the task. Lu Kong was of course happy. After all, the dungeon means that the boss here can be repeatedly spawned, and he hasn't even collected the undead warrior set. Moreover, the last undead mage Mudu is a lord. And a very easy lord. This is equivalent to high-level equipment. It's exciting to think about it. Lu Kong plans to deal with the harvest first, and then reply to Wang Bing and others' private messages. This harvest is really great. If the system rewards are not counted, the most precious one is undoubtedly the epic accessory, the Woe of the Dead. It's a pity that the level is not enough now, and it can't be equipped. Mark of the Pale Cult, legendary, and Emblem of Mudu, unique, are obviously good things. However, all of these can only be used in Dao City, and for Lu Kong, they are also temporarily unusable. Among the items dropped by the last boss, only the intermediate skill stones can be used. Lu Kong wanted to use it on the warrior's heart, but the system prompted that the skill stone level was not enough. This made Lu Kong a little confused. He didn't even have enough intermediate skill stones. What could he say? It was indeed an epic skill, since the warrior's heart could not be upgraded for the time being. Lu Kong could only use it on other skills. In the end, Lu Kong chose the will to fight and upgraded it to level 8, Warring Will, level 8 passive skill. After entering the battle, your all attributes will be increased by 80%, although this increase is not as good as the warrior's heart. The 80% increase in all attributes is also very good. Lu Kong expressed satisfaction. The rest is Onlua's harvest, the equipment blueprint of the Glimmer Heavy Sword, which should be able to sell for a lot of money. I will consider it later. Then there is the skill book obtained from Onlua's mission, Bronze Skin and Iron Bones, level 1, passive skill, endurance +5, strength +5, damage received reduced by 5 points, learning conditions. All professions. Lu Kong didn't expect that it was a skill book for all professions, but this Bronze Skin and Iron Bones is really good. Strength and endurance are both increased by 5 points, which is very practical, and the most practical thing is the reduction of damage received. It is reduced by 5 points, plus if he collects the Undead Warrior set, the 6-piece set can be reduced by another 10 points, that is a full 15 points. Now the level 10 elite monster can actually knock Lu Kong down. This makes Lu Kong feel a little insecure. He still has to upgrade this skill. When he was brushing elite monsters before, he got a lot of tiny skill stones, all of which were used on the charge skill. His charge has been upgraded to level 9, tiny skill stone, charge, level 9. The warrior charges at the enemy, approaches the enemy at a very fast speed, and can stun the enemy for 1 second, with a cooldown of 11 seconds. After that, the charge skill, like the heavy attack, requires a primary skill stone to upgrade. Of course, Lu Kong does not have a primary skill stone for this skill, and he still has 3 tiny skill stones in his hand. Lu Kong used all of them to upgrade Copper Skin and Iron Bones. However, he only used 2 of them. When Copper Skin and Iron Bones is upgraded to level 3, it needs to be upgraded with a primary skill stone. Copper Skin and Iron Bones, level 3, passive skill, endurance +15, strength +15, and damage received is reduced by 15 points, learning conditions. All professions. That I have to say that the 3rd level Copper Skin and Iron Bones are really strong. This 15-point damage reduction makes Lu Kong most satisfied. Next, it is the harvest of system rewards. Lu Kong has all the 20 free attribute points on strength, in addition to the attribute stones obtained by brushing elite monsters. Lu Kong's current basic strength has exceeded 60 points, and it is not far from the upper limit. What surprised Lu Kong the most was the legendary treasure chest. The treasure chests rewarded by the system usually have good things in them. Even Lu Chang and Lin Yingying opened excellent level items, of course, except for Wang Bing. Lu Kong opened the drop list of the treasure chest with great expectation. As expected, just as Lu Kong thought, the first one was a golden epic item. When he saw the introduction of the item, Lu Kong's eyes widened slightly, and his expression was astonished. There is such a thing? Ice Soul Mage's Secret Notes, Epic. It contains the Ice Soul Mage's Advanced Way, Conditions of Use, Mage Profession. Lu Kong's eyes turned red. It turned out to be a job transfer item. Ice Soul Mage, this is clearly a hidden profession. But the problem is that he is a warrior, and he can't use this thing at all. It's too pitfall. There is an opportunity to transfer to a hidden profession in front of him, but he can't grab it. Under this epic item, there are a lot of legendary items, including equipment, skill stones, attribute stones, scrolls, potions, etc. There are many things in it that are excellent, and Lu Kong wants them all. However, Lu Kong discovered that no matter what level the system-rewarded treasure chest was, it seemed that only one item could be selected. He hesitated and struggled. He was thinking, should he exchange for an item that he could use, or for this epic job transfer item? After thinking about it, Lu Kong finally decided to exchange for the epic job transfer item. Although he couldn't use it, he could sell it for money. The most important thing is that the previous encounter with Luo reminded Lu Kong again of the cruelty of the invasion of demonic energy. Although Lu Kong is very strong, after the invasion of demonic energy, the entire Yuanqing will probably be in turmoil. He is just one person. No matter how strong he is, he can't split into many parts. If there are a few more strong people, Lu Kong is still happy. He thought of the previous trading group transaction. Wang Bing was particularly concerned about the items of the mage. He also said that there was a very noble person who was a mage. Wang Bing is a member of the Daxia military. For him, a very noble person is obviously a senior member of the Daxia military, or even a member of the royal family. Compared to selling to other people, selling to Daxia senior officials can allow Daxia to have more strong people in charge. In the future turmoil, Daxia can also be safer. After Lu Kong thought about it, he chose Secret Notes of Bingpa Mage. After dealing with the harvest, Lu Kong walked over and wanted to collect the bone-eating grass. However, what made Lu Kong speechless was that collecting bone-eating grass actually required special herb collecting skills. This is the only way to keep the medicinal properties of the bone-eating grass intact. Lu Kong was a little confused. Where had he learned that kind of thing? Lu Kong had no choice but to see if Lu Chang and his team had such talent in collecting herbs. He opened a private message. As expected by Lu Kong, several people sent him a lot of messages. As for what they said, of course, it was about Lu Kong actually killing a lord-level monster or something like that. They said Lu Kong was amazing. Lu Kong was tired of hearing it. Why didn't these guys have any other compliments? He simply replied a few words, and then posted the blueprint of the glimmer-heavy sword in the trading group. Suddenly, Wang Bing, Lu Chang and Lin Yingying were all blown away. Wang Bing, fuck, Lu Chang. Lin Yingying, equipment blueprint. Drooling.jpg, the three were stunned. You know, equipment has always been a pain point for all players. After all, the drop rate of monsters is too low. Even elite monsters only drop some white equipment, and green equipment is rare. How many players are still wearing a mix of white and gray equipment? If you have a green equipment, you will be called a big boss outside. You can imagine how difficult it is to get this equipment, and now, with equipment blueprints, it means they can mass-produce equipment. And this is a sophisticated level blueprint, which can create the highest sophisticated level equipment, and the most important weapon. This market is too big. The three of them were red-eyed and excited. Chapter 78. What is the minister doing again? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Especially Lin Yingying, she clenched her fists, stared at the blueprint, and her breathing became rapid. In their player handling game, there is a player who has a talent for improving the success rate of equipment. If he has this blueprint, his talent will be useful. And when they handle the game, they will no longer be so short of money, and they can make a lot of money with this glimmering heavy sword. Then she can buy a lot of good things from her godfather. She is a little rich woman, and her godfather should look at her more. Thinking of this, Lin Yingying couldn't help laughing. The players next to her looked at each other when they saw Lin Yingying's appearance. Why is the minister laughing like this? What is he thinking about? What else can he think about? He must be thinking about his godfather. Don't you know our minister? He can't wait to pounce on his godfather on the spot, right? That everyone muttered in disgust. Lin Yingying heard the conversation, her eyes widened, and she retorted, "What are you talking about? I won't do that. I'm not that kind of woman." Yes, 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 that everyone nodded, thinking, do we not know yet? Minister, have you contacted the godfather? What did the godfather do? After 2 system notifications, he actually killed a lord-level boss. Yes, the godfather is simply a god. Our group hasn't even beaten Guning yet. The boss is so difficult to beat, let alone the lord. How did the godfather do it? That when Lu Kong's system notification was mentioned, everyone's eyes lit up. They were slightly lower in level, and even the little devil elites could only beat level 5, and it was difficult to beat the level 6 elites. The little devil camp dungeon has been open for a while, and they have already brushed all the elite monsters that can be brushed. As for the boss, they tried it, died like a dog, and gave up, because the dungeon can only be refreshed once a day. The monsters will not refresh after death, so they can only continue to come out to refresh monsters and level up. Only the group with the best equipment in the player handling bureau continued to attack Guning in the dungeon. As for Lin Yingying, because she followed Lu Kong to complete the dungeon, today's number of times has been used up, even if she didn't beat the first 2 bosses. It counted as Lu Kong's number, so there was no way to continue. She could only follow other players to come out to refresh monsters and level up. Not only Lin Yingying, Lu Chang and Wang Bing are in the same situation now. Lin Yingying smiled and nodded. Yes, I contacted my godfather, and I'll show you something good. Lin Yingying sent out the equipment drawings of the Glimmer Heavy Sword. Suddenly, all the players widened their eyes and breathed rapidly. Fuck. Equipment blueprint. Uncle Zhang's talent comes in handy. Minister, we must fight for this blueprint. Lin Yingying nodded with a serious expression. Don't worry, I will definitely get it. By the way, Xiao, go talk to the director about this blueprint and ask him to approve a little more quota for us. This is an opportunity for our player management bureau to rise. We must buy this blueprint. Lin Yingying looked at Qin Xiao next to her. She was a pretty girl who looked only about 20 years old. Qin Xiao nodded. Okay Sister Yingying, I'll go now. Just then, Lin Yingying suddenly widened her eyes and pulled Qin Xiao who was about to log off. Wait. No need. Ah. Qin Xiao widened her eyes and looked at Lin Yingying blankly. Everyone found that Lin Yingying bit her lower lip, and her cute little face was excited and shy. Everyone. They looked at each other, with question marks in their minds. What is the minister doing? In the trading group, Wang Bing, Brother Chang, you don't have many gold coins now, right? Huh, I want this thing. Lu Chang, smile. JPG, I buy gold coins at a premium. Don't worry, I have more money than you. Wang Bing, fuck, you want all the drawings, can you eat them? Aren't you afraid of being full? Lu Chang, I have a big stomach, I eat a lot, it's okay. Lu Kong saw the 2 people arguing and rubbed his forehead. He thought about it and sent a message. By the way, Brother Wang, Brother Chang, do you have any players with talent in forging equipment? Lu Chang, soul talent. There are no players in this area. What's wrong? Wang Bing, I don't have it either. There are very few soul talents. Most of them are combat type, and the improvement is not very big. Life type ones are rare. What's wrong with my godfather? Lu Kong, then don't fight for it. I plan to sell this blueprint to Lin Yingying. Lu Chang. Lu Chang, who was slaying monsters, sent out a series of question marks. He was disappointed. No, they were not even allowed to fight, and they directly favored Lin Yingying. Will my good son-in-law really be taken by that vixen? My dear daughter, it's not that I don't work hard for my father, but it's true that people get the moon first because they are close to the water. Lu Chang was dejected. He probably won't find such a good son-in-law like Lu Kong again in the future. Unexpectedly, he missed it like this. He gritted his teeth. No. Anyway, they are not really together. There is still a chance. Wang Bing did not think so much. Ah. Godfather, why? Lu Kong, I heard from Lin Yingying that there is a player with forging talent in the Player Management Bureau. This blueprint is most suitable for him. Although if the three of them bid, the price would definitely be higher, but Lu Kong is not short of money now, so there is no need to do this for the extra millions. This is the first equipment blueprint, and it is given to the uncle in the Player Management Bureau, so the cost performance is the highest. Hearing this, Lu Chang's original disappointment immediately dissipated, his eyes lit up. It turned out that it was not because of Lin Yingying, but because of the talented players in the Player Management Bureau. He breathed a sigh of relief, and then couldn't help but sigh, "Good son-in-law, you are too kind. This blueprint can sell for a lot of money. Everyone is in urgent need of equipment." Lu Kong, blueprints are not difficult to get. If you fight for it, I will only get a little more money at most. It's not necessary. It's best to use it on the right person. Lu Chang. Wang Bing. Both of them felt that Lu Kong was holding a sharp sword and stabbing their hearts again and again. Lu Chang, Wang Bing, look at my good son-in-law, then look at yourself, healing potion. Haha. Wang Bing, Lu Chang. I'll fight you. Lu Kong didn't care about the quarrel between Lu Chang and Wang Bing. Lin Yingying, you are watching, right? Let's do this. You name a price, if it's suitable, I'll sell it to you. Lin Yingying naturally saw the message, she bit her lower lip, her eyes were almost watering. Wow, my godfather is too good to me. He even left the drawings for me. Sure enough, my godfather still has me in his heart. Minister. Minister. The shouts of the crowd brought Lin Yingying back to her senses. Lin Yingying was a little embarrassed when she saw the strange looks of the crowd. What's wrong? No, Minister, you're not daydreaming, are you? Do you want to go to the director? Lin Yingying said quickly. No hurry, I'm talking to my godfather about this. Wait a minute, Lin Yingying thought about it. Equipment is a necessity. This glimmering heavy sword may make more money than potions. Her godfather is so good to her, so she certainly can't let him suffer. Lin Yingying, godfather, how about this? I only have 3,000 gold in my hand now, I will give it all to you, plus 50% profit share. Lu Kong. Lin Yingying, godfather, do you think it's not enough? Then I'll ask the director and apply for some more quota. If the profit share is higher, I have to ask the director, otherwise the director may not agree. Lu Kong was full of black lines. Is this guy crazy? 50% profit? He just took a drawing. Collecting materials is a very troublesome thing, and the equipment forgers have to learn to improve their proficiency, which has the risk of failure, which means the high cost of materials. In addition, the time cost must also be included. It is said that the profit is 50%, so if Lin Yingying buys this blueprint, most of the profit will probably go to Lu Kong. After all, the glimmer heavy sword is equipment, which is time limited. When the player's level is high, it will not be used. The popularity will only last for a while. After a while, even if the success rate is high, if the equipment cannot be sold, it is still useless. Lu Kong couldn't help but be dumbfounded. Isn't this person afraid of being beaten to death by the top leaders of the Player Management Bureau? Chapter 79 Selling Notes. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Not only Lu Kong, but also Lu Chang and Wang Bing were also confused. Of course, they also calculated this account. With the conditions given by Lin Yingying, there was basically no profit from the equipment blueprint. Their Player Management Bureau had to waste a lot of time to create the glimmer heavy sword before they could recover the cost. Lu Chang was so upset that he kept muttering in his heart, why didn't this vixen just give the Player Management Bureau to Lu Kong? Later, Lin Yingying sent 2 more sentences, which made Lu Chang and Wang Bing dumbfounded. How dare you tell the director about this condition? You really have never been beaten, right? Lu Kong, no. Let me make the conditions. It's the same price as when Brother Chang bought the formula for the fire bed medicine. 2,000 gold and 25% profit share, which is more reasonable. Lin Yingying, Isn't this too little? Lu Kong. Lu Chang. Wang Bing. Okay, Lu Kong admitted that he was a little touched, but is this guy really not afraid of being beaten? He was full of black lines. That's the price, I have the final say. Lin Yingying, oh, since my godfather said so, then okay. Lin Yingying chose to agree. Lu Kong breathed a sigh of relief. I am obviously selling things, why do I feel more tired than bargaining for buying things? What kind of selling is this? Wang Bing, godfather, what other good stuff do you have? Didn't you get a lord? Is there anything we can use? JPG. Lu Chang, yes, good son-in-law, let us see what else you have. If it's too precious, we can collect gold coins first and trade it later. Lin Yingying didn't have any money, she was just curious. Godfather, what did the Lord drop? Lu Kong smiled when he saw the three people's curious look. He casually posted the sorrow of the dead soul, so, the whole trading group was silent. Lu Kong laughed cheerfully. What's wrong? Wang Bing, I remember I have something to do, I'll leave first. Lu Chang, I can't afford it, I really can't afford it. Lin Yingying, woo woo woo. Epic equipment. It's actually an ornament. I can actually see such a treasure. My life is worth it. Lu Kong, your life is too worthless. It's just epic equipment, what's so surprising? Smoking in sunglasses. JPG. Lu Kong, I'm lucky this time. I got 2 epic items. I'm going to use this ornament myself, and I plan to sell the other one. Hearing this, the three people widened their eyes and looked shocked. The news about Lu Kong was like a nuclear bomb explosion in their hearts, shocking them. Epic items. They actually took them out to sell. Lu Chang, good son-in-law, what epic items? Wang Bing, yes, godfather, what is it? The three people looked at the trading group expectantly. Lu Kong smiled and posted the secret notes of the Ice Soul Mage in the trading group. Suddenly, the whole group fell silent. Lu Chang and the other 2 stared blankly at the message in the note. Their minds were a little blank. Job transfer item. You know, all players have the most basic job when they first create a character, and who would not be willing to change to a more powerful job? The item in front of you represents such an opportunity this time. It can be said that obtaining the secret note of the Ice Soul Mage means obtaining the opportunity to become a strong man. Now that the game era has arrived, the invasion of demonic energy is imminent, and the world is about to become chaotic. Becoming a strong man means that you can live more steadily in the future under the tide of the times, and even become a trendsetter of the times. Lu Kong actually took out such a treasure to sell. The three of them didn't know what to say for a while. Lu Kong had expected the silence of the trading group. After all, this thing is really precious. He raised his mouth and said cheerfully, what's wrong? Why don't you say anything? Lu Chang, good son-in-law, this thing is too valuable, I don't know what to say. Lu Chang himself is a mage, and of course he wants this thing in front of him. But he also knows that this is not a potion formula, not an equipment blueprint, not those equipment, it is a career choice that can run through the entire game. The value of it is far higher than the items sold by Lu Kong before. Even the epic accessories that Lu Kong just sent are far less valuable than this job transfer item. In a forest, Wang Bing stopped fighting monsters. He looked at the news in the trading group and his eyes were red. Her Royal Highness the Third Princess is a mage. If this thing can be obtained by Her Royal Highness the Third Princess, then Her Royal Highness the Third Princess will definitely reward her heavily. Wang Bing immediately posted the secret notes of the Ice Soul Mage in a private message and sent it to Xia Yan. Almost instantly, Xia Yan sent a message, at any cost. You must get it. I will find a way to get the gold coins, please wait for Lu Kong. Wang Bing exhaled, okay, Your Highness. In another area, Xia Yan looked at the private message and clenched her fists. Her expression, which had always been calm, was a little red with excitement. She gritted her teeth and felt for the first time that her luck was a little bad. If she was also born in Yinhua village, she could communicate with Lu Kong face to face, but now there is no such opportunity. She has never wanted to reach level 10 as quickly as she does now. After leaving the novice village, she will contact Lu Kong as soon as possible to establish a cooperative relationship. Xia Yan narrowed her eyes. Then opened the private message and issued a series of orders. The most important thing now is gold coins. No, in addition to gold coins, there should be other things that can be used as bargaining chips. Xia Yan thought for a moment, and then sent a private message to Wang Bing again. In the trading group, Wang Bing, Godfather. We have already collected gold coins here. Can we trade later? That at the same time, Wang Bing sent a private message to Lu Chang. Brother Chang, His Highness asked me to get it at all costs, otherwise, don't fight with me, right? Lu Chang was originally planning to collect gold coins. Seeing this private message, he frowned slightly. If he really wants to fight, of course he can fight. After all, this is a serious competition, just buying items. Even if Her Highness the Third Princess is not happy, she can't say much. But Her Highness the Third Princess is the only heir of the Xia family who has obtained the qualification for the public beta. If there is a real fight, His Majesty will probably not be happy. However, this is a magician's job transfer item. Of course he wants it too. Lu Chang hesitated for a moment. He thought for a moment, then said, Wang Bing, you should also know that my good son-in-law is selling it to give everyone a fair chance to compete. It is impossible that the third princess is unwilling to give others such an opportunity, right? Wang Bing, Brother Chang, I also know what you mean. I will discuss with His Majesty and give you and the Lu family compensation. How about it? Wang Bing, Brother Chang, you also know that Your Majesty is the only public beta tester of the royal family now, and His Majesty will definitely support Your Majesty. If Brother Chang, you are willing to give this hand, His Majesty will definitely remember the friendship of the Lu family. Lu Chang narrowed his eyes and smiled. For him, this is a best of both worlds solution. This will not make His Majesty angry, and it can also bring some benefits to the Lu family and himself. Win-win. Lu Chang, of course I am also thinking about His Majesty and His Highness. I basically gave up everything His Highness wanted to use before, right? Wang Bing, I understand. I understand that Brother Chang is a person who has feelings for the royal family. If you give up this notebook, I will definitely talk to His Highness. His Highness will definitely not treat you unfairly. Lu Chang, well, since His Highness wants it, then okay, I won't fight for it, but don't let my good son-in-law suffer, otherwise I will still fight for it. Wang Bing was speechless. What are you talking about? How dare I? You didn't receive the news. His Majesty has said that my adoptive father will be a guest of honor of the Suanio army in the future. If the Suanio army conflicts with my adoptive father, they must first consider my adoptive father's situation. Lu Chang. He widened his eyes, a little stunned. Unexpectedly, just the next day, even His Majesty has made such a decision. Lu Chang was shocked. Times have really changed. Chapter 80. You are a great man in Daxia. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although he thought so, Lu Chang could understand it. After all, Lu Kong's performance was too shocking. The next day, he even got epic equipment. He even sold precious things like job transfer items. It is conceivable how bright Lu Kong's future will be. Lu Chang, if that's the case, then I'm relieved. My good son-in-law is really extraordinary. Wang Bing, 6. He was speechless. This old guy is really thick-skinned, but Lu Chang at least gave in this time. Of course, he would not mock directly. At this time, Wang Bing saw Xia Yan's private message. After reading the private message, Wang Bing's pupils dilated slightly. He was silent for a while, then exhaled a breath of turbid air and spoke in the trading group. Wang Bing, Godfather, how about I make an offer first, and see if you are satisfied? If not, I will increase it. Lu Kong raised his eyebrows. From what Wang Bing said, it seems that Lu Chang will not make an offer. So, the person behind Wang Bing is probably from the royal family. As for whether Lin Yingying wants to buy it, Lu Kong has already excluded her. After all, the Player Administration Bureau can't afford it, and Lin Yingying's sole talent is destined to make her a summoner in the future, and she will definitely not use it. Lu Kong, okay, you name a price. Wang Bing, let's sign a contract. I'll pay 100,000 gold coins, plus a request from Daxia. No matter what you want to do, as long as it's not harmful to Daxia, Daxia will help you complete it. that when Lu Kong saw this news, he was almost certain that the person behind Wang Bing must be from the royal family of Daxia, and he's probably a very important role in the royal family. It shouldn't be His Majesty, right? If His Majesty is really a public beta tester, he wouldn't have concealed it so much. For Lu Kong, this price was simply unexpected. Not to mention gold coins, 100,000 gold coins are equivalent to 1 billion Daxia coins. With so much money, Lu Kong can't spend it all in his lifetime. The most important thing is Daxia's request. This is a promise from the royal family, so you can imagine how precious it is. Lu Kong smiled and said, "Okay, if that's the case, then let's take this price." Seeing Lu Kong agree, Wang Bing immediately showed a pleasant smile. He was very moved. "Godfather, you are so nice. You are just like my real father." That this is a job transfer item. Even if Lu Kong asks for a higher price, Wang Bing has to accept it, but Wang Bing just said a price, and Lu Kong agreed directly. This was totally unexpected by Wang Bing. "Lu Kong, no, I don't want to have another son as old as you. To be honest, the title of Godfather was spread by you. I haven't even settled accounts with you yet." Hearing this, Wang Bing laughed dryly and changed the subject. "If that's the case, let's sign a contract." In the game, there are special contract terms, which are notarized by the universe server. If violated, the consequences will of course be serious, but even without this contract, Lu Kong would not worry that Wang Bing would breach the contract, unless Wang Bing doesn't want to continue trading and cooperating with him. "No problem. Wang Bing, I will pay back the 100,000 gold coins within a month. Is that okay with you, Godfather?" After all, the number of gold coins produced by players is limited. It is not easy to collect 100,000 gold coins. Lu Kong also agreed. After signing the contract, Lu Kong spoke again. "Okay, the most precious thing is this. I have bought it." "Wang Bing, then Godfather, are you coming back now? Let's trade now." When Lu Kong saw this news, he thought of the bone-eating grass. "By the way, do you have any players who have learned to collect herbs? I have a herb that I want you to help collect." "Lu Chang, good son-in-law, I have it here." "Wang Bing, Godfather, I have it here too." Lin Ying, "Godfather, I'll bring people over. I'm leveling up not far from the land of the dead. There's someone in my team who's trained in picking herbs." Lu Kong, "Okay, Lin Ying, come over here." "Lin Ying, hey, Godfather, why don't you call me Ying? It's too strange to call me by my full name." Lu Kong, "Who are you? I don't know you." Lin Ying, crying loudly. JPG, the corners of Lu Kong's mouth twitched, mainly because he always felt that calling him Ying was a bit awkward. Those who didn't know would think he was acting cute, calling Ying. Lin Ying had already brought people over, and Lu Kong was waiting here. Because all the elite monsters here had been killed, Lu Kong found that he had nothing to do. He simply sat down on a chair on the platform and waited for people. After a while, Lin Ying sent a private message. "Godfather, are you in the dungeon now?" Lu Kong, he was confused. "In the dungeon?" Wait, Lu Kong's face changed, and he suddenly thought of something. That is, the tomb has become a dungeon now. Has the outside become the entrance to the dungeon? How did Lin Ying and the others get in? Because he hasn't gone out yet, the environment doesn't seem to have changed. When he goes out, will this place also become a dungeon? Lu Kong was dumbfounded. If Lin Ying and the others can't come over, how can they pick the bone-eating grass? Lu Kong thought about it and sent a private message. "Is Fang Qi there with you? He knows the way." Has the tomb entrance become the dungeon entrance? Lin Ying, yes. Lu Kong grinned. In trouble. If Lin Ying and the others can't come over, then the bone-eroding grass will definitely not be picked. He himself definitely doesn't have the skills to pick the herb. It seems that he still has to go out. I just don't know if there is this herb in the dungeon. I think there should be, right? After all, the original ones in the Little Devil Camp dungeon are still there. He sent a message in the trading group. "By the way, isn't there a new dungeon now? I plan to brush a dungeon and need someone to trade equipment. Who will come?" Wang Bing, "Dad. Dear Dad. Take me with you." Dog head selling cuteness.jpg. Lu Chang, Ba. Morality. It's not convenient for others, good son-in-law, I'll go this time. Lin Yingying, hee, I'll go. The three people replied almost instantly, just kidding, the benefits of the little devil camp today are still unforgettable for them, if there is something, it will be announced, and it will be rewarded, now there is a new dungeon again, so don't you have to come directly. At this moment, Lu Kong suddenly thought of something, no, if I only bring 3 people, isn't it a bit of a waste? After all, the first clearance of the dungeon is a system reward, with treasure chests and attribute points, why don't I bring a few more people? If I bring a full team, the reward can be maximized, right? In this way, it is a good thing for Daxia players. Lu Kong thought of this and sent a message again, there should be a system reward for the first clearance. Let's do this. I will form a full team. This is also a dungeon for 25 people. In addition to me, there are 24 positions. Each of you can bring 7 people. As soon as Lu Kong spoke, the trading group fell silent again. Lu Kong was a little confused when he saw the silence of the trading group. This time he didn't show his holiness in front of anyone, and he didn't hurt them. Why didn't anyone speak? Lu Kong, what's wrong? No, Wang Bing, no, I just didn't expect that my godfather would be so broad-minded and willing to bring other players to get rewards together. Godfather is so righteous, Lu Chang, you are worthy of being my good son-in-law. With such a broad mind, you are a great man in Daxia. Lin Yingying, Godfather, I don't know what to say, how about I make a few sounds for you? Lu Kong, no, thank you.